Guys, welcome back to the BTB Show. Today we are going to be reacting to the Darius Garland for James Harden trade. Clippers sending off Harden in exchange for the two-time young point guard all-star Darius Garland, I believe a second-round pick as well. Jay, this is I feel like a controversial trade. A lot of different people are feeling different ways about it. Who do you think won this one, if either team?
I think if I have to choose a winner, I'm going to say for the future, obviously the Clippers. Darius Garland is only 26 years old, 25 years old, might be even younger. Darius Garland is a young guy. I've seen him in his second year average like 21 and 8. Darius Garland is a great starting point guard for a lot of teams. James Harden is one of the greatest guards in NBA history and is having a historic year at 35, 36 years old. I think as of right now and for the next year, the Cavs won this trade. I mean, just look at Darius Garland's track history. Last year, turf toe, broke his toe in the playoffs. Year before that, he broke his jaw, missed like 8 weeks. Darius Garland just does not play basketball games at this point. And one thing about James Harden, he plays games. Even at his age, James Harden probably averaged 70 games a year. James Harden does not miss games. Put him with Donovan Mitchell. I just saw Donovan Mitchell the other day do a spin, sham god step back three. Like, put him with James Harden in the playoffs, which I know James Harden has a terrible playoff record, which I understand. Donovan Mitchell is the complete opposite. I've seen Donovan Mitchell go for 50 in the playoffs 4 times, 5 times. I see him do it against my Magic twice. I see him do it against Jamal Murray in one single playoff run. This team, with James Harden at the point guard, giving lobs to Mobley, lobs to Jared Allen. Hopefully Max Strus comes back. He's able to hit spot threes. Sam Merrill. They have a legit rim and three-point guys all around this team. I think that this is probably the second most dangerous team in the Eastern Conference right now. I'm willing to go that far. I think it's the New York Knicks #1 and how they look right now, and I'm going to go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, the James Harden compared to Darius Garland, I think it's just a significant difference. But final stance, I'm gonna say that the Cavs win the trade. But for the future, Darius Garland's younger. Clippers are going in a weird direction. I get it, but Cavs win this trade by a landslide for now.
Earl, are you believing in the Clippers' future direction here, or are you feeling Cleveland for a good run this year?
Man. James Harden might be a top basketball player I've ever watched on this earth, man. James Harden, the way he's able to create space, still at this age, he's an old, brittle man. He's still able to give your favorite player 35-plus points. And that's not even the point of this trade, man. For me, I feel like Cleveland has had this weird thing with Darius Garland. Like Jay said, it's not even the point that he can't stay on the floor. It's when he's there, often to me, he looks lost. Like, he can completely have a random game where he goes off, has a good high-performance game. But James Harden next to Donovan Mitchell, to me, is easily one of the best duos in the NBA, and they haven't even played a single game. You heard what Jay said. I watched Donovan Mitchell. He's so excited. He's out there doing sham god step back threes. Right after the trade, when we found out James Harden was coming in the city, he's practicing James Harden's moves. I seen James Harden do that in his prime. He's out there auditioning. And when you have a guy, I think Kevin Durant said this best. He loves playing with guards who are score-first mindset but can also play make. Because when you have that threat of a player, it makes your job so much easier. We've seen Donovan Mitchell have to have these Herculean efforts to win his team games. And I get James Harden hasn't had the best track record in the playoffs. But, I mean, goodness, Darius Garland hasn't either. He shot 23% from 3 his last playoff series. That's absolutely garbage. That's useless on the basketball court. I'm just saying, from the point guard position, that's useless. And I don't care, bro. All these tic-tac, knick-knack injuries, horrible. James Harden is a guy, historically for the last couple seasons, has been very healthy. And we're talking about ceilings being raised. How about Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, who's going to have the easiest times of the career now? We've seen what he did with Clint Capella. We've seen what he did for Zubac. Did we see what Zubac just went for? The reason he went for that package is because James Harden turned him into that. Turned him into that aggressive-minded center who he wasn't before James Harden got there. So I think when you add a guy like this to the team, it not only raises your offensive ceiling, maybe defense goes down a little bit, but when I compare it to what they gave up in Darius Garland for James Harden, I think the Clippers, I don't know what the Clippers are doing, man. We can talk about the Clippers. I only got a couple of takes for the Clippers. They made a lot of questionable choices at the deadline. I'm not sure what the direction is from them. I've never seen a team who doesn't own their pick actively try to tank. Like, it just logically doesn't make any sense to me. Shout out to OKC, who's about to get another top pick, by the way. But for me personally, I think it's a no-brainer. Cleveland won this trade by a landslide. Darius Garland is good, but even if you get this version of James Harden for 2 to 3 years, I don't care. I still think Cleveland wins this trade out 10 times out of 10. So for me, I got Cleveland as a man, and I was once told James Harden would average 10 points a game last season.
Oh my God, you're never gonna let me live that down.
He's definitely assists per game. He might average. He might. Oh, hot take. He might average. Nah, let me chill. 12 assists plus. Let's go.
Since Max, I'm just gonna take it from here because you were gonna go to me next anyway. I understand, but look, I was wrong about James Harden. We could be wrong about players and come back to the table and understand our mistakes and our failures and just get back to it. But to get back on the trade, though, I really did like this for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I do think everything that both of you have said have been 100% truthful. I don't think any of you have said anything wrong. There's one thing that both of you decided to neglect about the Cleveland Cavaliers that really concerns me. And it was still a big concern because they didn't add anybody to help this problem. They took away people that helped this problem. DeAndre Hunter. But they didn't fix it. And that is their defense, boys. Their defense is going to be atrocious. I'm sorry if I scared y'all. That defense is going to be so bad. And this is not to knock James Harden. James Harden is James Harden. He's going to ball like he's 25. And Donovan Mitchell is going to drop 50 bombs while he does it. Jared Allen is a great defender when he can be, but everybody else around them just feels subpar. It just feels like Evan Mobley is not picking up that defensive slack. It feels like he isn't. I'm watching these games, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I don't see that defensive premise that he had last year. I don't see the aggression anymore. I don't see a lot of things that they had last year that made them so good. So all I'm going to say is that Cleveland is a great team. They have James Harden. Their offense is going to be top tier of the league. I guarantee y'all it'll be top 5. That defense will be bottom 5. Max, take it from here.
I think this is, like Earl said, if the Clippers had their first round pick, this would be more understandable considering they're just trying to hit the reset button right now, trading Harden, trading Zubac. But the fact that they don't have it definitely makes this look worse on paper because talent-wise, James Harden is above Darius Garland right now. I think we can all agree on that. Getting a 26-year-old two-time All-Star isn't the worst return for a 36-year-old James Harden. I think if you want to look at it from that sense, getting a player who is not quite as good but comparable, 10 years younger on a contract, you don't have to worry about paying him this year at least. It's not a one-year rental. If you look at it from that sense, it's solid. But again, the Clippers were winning a lot of games with this duo. I guess Harden just realized that they probably weren't going to re-sign him in 2027, so he said, I want out. And considering they only had 48 hours to pull off a trade, I think they got a decent enough return. But on paper, this definitely does help the Cleveland Cavaliers. The defense will obviously be a concern, but they brought in guys like Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis off the bench. Maybe that'll be good enough. They have the defensive player of the year in Evan Mobley right now, who, even if he's not playing top-tier defense, I think will still be competent. I don't know how much this raises the ceiling. This will raise the ceiling for Cleveland if Harden is healthy in situations where Darius Garland is not. Because as good as Garland is, as we've talked about, it's been a really rough injury stretch for him. Maybe, it's just he'll be able to get back to it. Maybe he would have played every game in the playoffs this year. But I think Harden is a safer bet right now, even with his playoff track record. He's going to help them with scoring and facilitating a lot more. So I could also see it from Cleveland's perspective where this is a bit of a desperation move. If they wind up flaming out of the playoffs in the next 2 years and they don't win a championship or at least make a conference finals with James Harden, they're going to look back on this and regret not keeping Darius Garland. Because I guarantee you in 3 years, Darius Garland will be better than James Harden. I don't think I'd put money on that if I was a betting man. So it might work out for Cleveland if they are able to capitalize on this 1 to 2 year window. But past that, if they don't win much of anything in that stretch, I think advantage Clippers in that for sure. So let us know what y'all think about this trade. Do you think the Clippers got a good return for an aging superstar, or do you think the Cavs are now in position to make a run at the NBA Finals this season? Or both. It could be both. So let us know. Again, keep an eye out for our content on TikTok and Instagram, as well as here on YouTube. We got some more trade content coming out because there was a lot of trades this offseason. So keep an eye out for that. Appreciate everyone for watching this video, and we hope y'all enjoy the rest of your days. Adios, y'all.
Peace.